Plans are afoot to ban cars from Queen Street and other roads in central Auckland. Auckland councillors today voted unanimously to trial the idea next year, which would radically transform the city centre. Matthew Tunison reports.
Queen Street, the main artery of central Auckland and one of the busiest and most famous roads in the country. Going back to the 1960s, there's been a debate around whether or not to ban cars to make it a more vibrant, safe and clean environment. But the plans have never left the drawing board. With the country's largest infrastructure project, the City Rail Link, now well underway, and plans to build light rail from the city centre to the airport in the works, the council sniffs an opportunity to at last get things moving. A team of urban design specialists today pitched their vision for the central city to the council's planning committee. Principal urban designer George Weeks says the open streets plan would block Queen Street to all vehicles except buses, delivery vehicles and essential service vehicles like rubbish trucks.
Over the next decade, public transport capacity will increase by up to about 370%, with rail, light rail, buses and ferries bringing tens of thousands of people into the city. Access for everyone prioritises free movement between zones for trains, buses and light rail vehicles.
Federal Street and High Street are also being put forward as pedestrian-only roads, and Quay Street near the waterfront is a pedestrian-friendly road.
Fundamentally, the heart of the Queen Street Valley becomes the most accessible place in the whole of New Zealand. By removing the discretionary layer of car traffic, you free up street space for other functions. It allows us to prepare the streets for light rail construction years before it's actually built, minimising disruption to business.
Auckland Design Office General Manager Ludo Campbell-Reid says the plan has community backing.
It was the #1 most publicly supported project in the City Centre Master Plan in 2012. So you have the mandate from the public to consider this and to drive this forward.
Councillors at the meeting were overwhelmingly positive, and committee chairperson Chris Darby says he wants to see trials as soon as possible.
I don't want to see a report come back in a year. I'd actually like to sort of look towards March. I'd like to see a lower Queen Street, possibly high, one in Howick, one in Otahuhu, one in Henderson, and on a Sunday between 10 and 3, we just celebrate Auckland with an open streets plan.
Mayor Phil Goff says that with the swelling number of people in the CBD every day, there needs to be change, and soon.
It's not a matter of choice. It's not even a matter of this is a lovely vision. It is a lovely vision if we get it right, but it's a matter of absolute necessity. You know, pedestrian numbers doubling every few years and CRL and light rail expanding that.
On Queen Street itself, these pedestrians, at least, were open to the plan.
I think it's a good idea. It's 90% that way anyway. I remember when you could actually feasibly drive up and down Queen Street, but no one in their right mind would do so at the moment.
Was it something you'd support?
Definitely, yes, and cleaning up Queen Street too.
Where will the traffic go when it's all jammed up at rush hour down the bottom?
I think for a portion of it would be a good idea. Maybe not the whole of Queen Street.
The urban design team will come back to the planning committee next year with some concrete proposals. Mō te hōtaka o te ahi nei, ko Matthew Tunison tēnei.